For our article presentation, we looked at two articles on Tesla. The article on the left is by Panmure Institute and talks about Tesla's organizational structure and its characteristics. Overall, this article looks at the organizational structure types and features for Tesla. It also looks at the corporate structure and gives implications, advantages, and disadvantages for Tesla's corporate structure. The article on the right is from the Business Insider and talks about some of the biggest challenges Tesla has faced in 2019 and 2020. So Tesla has expanded greatly as a business in the recent years, and many wonder why. One of the main reasons why Tesla has become so successful, as it talks about in the article on the left here, is that Tesla's operations management is dependent on the effectiveness of the business structure in supporting strategic changes and implementations. So though Tesla has had some success, it has not come without some challenges. One of these challenges is that the company is facing issues with its CEO, Elon Musk. Furthermore, in 2019, as it talks about here, Tesla was facing multiple rounds of layoffs, having trouble with the SEC, and had a lost Consumer Reports recommendation, which still affects the business today. So leadership styles are how leaders make their decisions, not the decisions they make. For example, Elon Musk would portray a leadership style based on how he decides the next product to make, not specifically the product he wants to make. There are different ways in which he can decide the next product, which we will go over in our article about the leadership and organizational structure of Tesla. The most important element of a leader's decision-making style is this. Does the leader decide most things for him or herself, or does the leader involve others in the process? So the first leadership style that we come across in the article is autocratic. With an autocratic style, the leader makes the decision alone without asking for the opinions or suggestions of the employees in the work unit. The employees may provide information that the leader needs, but are not asked to generate or evaluate potential solutions. In fact, they may not even be told about the decision that needs to be made, knowing only that the leader wants information for some reason. So from the article, we can see, as it talks about here, that the corporation's structural characteristics help maximize top levels managers' information regarding these challenges, empowering them to respond accordingly. So this is an autocratic leadership style, as Tesla is giving its top level managers the resources they need to make important decisions on their own. So something that can impact the efficiency of Tesla's autocratic leadership, as it talks about here on the article on the right, is that Tesla laid off 7% of its employees in January, 7 months after cutting 9% of its workforce. So this causes tension among employees and weakens the respect that leaders have from their followers. Tesla could improve these issues by limiting how many of its leaders use the autocratic style of leadership, as this will create more competence among employees, thus improving job satisfaction and organizational commitment.
Another leadership style that Tesla conveys is consultative, in which the leader presents a problem to a team or set of employees and asks for their input, but ultimately, the leader has the discretion to make the decision on their own. Quote, Tesla Inc. uses centralization in its corporate structure. The emphasis of centralization is managerial control on the entire organization through decisions that a central group or team generates. The centralized leaders are using a consultative leadership style, as the leaders are most likely using these teams within their subordinates to help gather information in order to assist the leader in making the decision. But the centralized leader, of course, makes the final decision. So we'll look at this other article as well. Another issue that Tesla faces is that, quote, Tesla is known for its high rate of turnover among executives and senior level employees. This is an issue that has been solved with the consultative leadership style. Even though they already employ it, if Tesla were to increase the usage of this style among its leaders, Tesla's leaders could become less stressed, and they would have increased organizational commitment. This would help improve the high turnover rate. The next type of leadership, we're going to go back over to here, is facilitative, wherein a leader presents a problem to a group of employees and seeks a consensus on the solution. This differs from consultative, as the followers now have a little more decision-making power. As for Tesla, the, quote, divisions within the company are used to implement different strategies and marketing campaigns, and to organize financial records and reports. Thus, the divisions had leaders whom they report to, but the divisions have more power in gathering information and are provided more resources by their leader to help their leader reach that decision. And if we switch back over here, another issue that Tesla has an issue with that can affect the efficiency of the compatibility between leaders and followers is that, let's see, um, in 2018, quote, the SEC sued Elon Musk, alleging that he had made false and misleading statements about the possibility of taking Tesla private. Such a claim brings doubt to lower level workers who depend on their leaders to make important decisions, and since the CEO was sued by the SEC, they will have less trust in the decisions their managers make. This relates to facilitative leadership style, as leaders who present problems to their subordinates also ask for assistance from them, thus increasing the amount of responsibility that the subordinates have. If Tesla used more of the facilitative leadership style, more employees would have responsibility to make decisions and help control the amount of poor decisions that are made on account of the leaders. We're going to come back here and look at our last leadership style. This last leadership style is delegative, in which the leader gives responsibility of making decision to their subordinates with a specified boundary. Most of the decision-making power is in the hands of the followers, not the leader. As Tesla has a centralized company structure, the characteristic, quote, limits the autonomous ability of overseas office to readily respond to issues they experience in their respective regional markets. Therefore, Tesla could benefit from integrating the delegative leadership style into its business in order to make their company more efficient. Since a centralized team makes the decisions, there may be time sensitivity issues with creating decisions and implementing them. If Tesla had leaders give their subordinates more power in making decisions, Tesla would be able to make decisions quicker and implement them faster. Lastly, Tesla faces another issue, as it said in February, quote, that it would close many of its stores and convert remaining stores into galleries and information centers as it shifted to an online-only sales model. A problem that can arise when having primarily online sales is that leaders have less control over its employees as they are working online, especially since the COVID has begun and it hit our markets, and thus there's less of a physical presence of leadership. However, Tesla can use this change to its advantage by implementing more delegative leadership styles to combat the strange and new difficulties of working more so online as relative to in person. And more employees are able to work together on solving issues, which can also promote job performance and organizational commitment. Leadership styles work better or for worse for different types of circumstances. The autocratic leadership style has the highest leadership control among making decisions. Consultative leadership style has leadership control. Facilitative has even less so. And lastly, the delegative has the least amount of leadership control and thus the most follower control. Tesla may portray each type of leadership style, but depending on how much of each style they use and where, Tesla can either solve the issues it faces or make them worse.